What is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be breaking down why Legion Commander has a 49.80% win rate, so practically a 50% win rate, which honestly surprised me when I was doing research for this video. This hero, honestly, I don't see it a whole lot. It's very difficult for this hero to actually get played nowadays, just because it's a very all-in hero. It's very high commitment, and you need some type of damage for the duel. Now, she does enough damage on her own, but it is really nice when you guys have set up like sunstrikes, which is always going to be a really great tool for free duel wins. So if you have an invoker on your team, even if it's a support invoker, it could actually be quite beneficial for you to play the Legion Commander. She doesn't lose a whole lot of lanes, so it is pretty reliable to pick her, and I have seen a few people playing her from the position 1, which definitely isn't very meta, but I think it could definitely work if played properly, and also if you understand your matchup from the safe lane, because this hero could definitely snowball out of control, but at the same time it could easily fall out of a cliff and not really get a whole lot done. This hero revolves around dueling pretty much off cooldown. If you ever want to hit really big power spikes and you want to be able to hit the mid to late game at a really strong timing, this typically isn't the hero you want to sit down and farm for a really long time. Sure, if you want to get a key timing, then definitely go for it, but once you get that blade mail going, then start looking for duels. Then once you guys get that blink dagger, you should be getting even more active. It's going to be very good for you to push tempo on the hero. You should not sit back, because at the end of the day, if you are facing against a hard carry, which you might not do very well against, then you definitely need to make sure that you guys are pushing tempo, you're getting a bunch of duels, and playing around with your team. Play with an active lineup. Don't play with a very greedy team, because this hero wants to be active. This hero wants to be getting duels non-stop. So please make sure when you guys are picking Legion Commander, especially as a carry, then make sure it is a pretty good Legion Commander game. Otherwise, it could definitely go very bad for you, and you might not have as much impact as you thought. So your typical build on Legion Commander nowadays is phase boots into blade mail into blink, and then you kind of decide whether you want an assault cross or a BKB or a desolator. You should always pick up the shard. The shard is very nice. You could try and pick it up from the tormentor, but if you see that you are getting unlucky with it, it's really nice to pick up, and at the same time it's also not that much of a rush because it works retroactively, so all those previous duels are going to stack up, so it is really nice. You're not in a real big rush to actually get it, so if you get it from the tormentor, that's fantastic, and if you don't, eventually do end up picking it up, as it is going to be very nice damage. And the skill build is typically going to be you max overwhelming odds. That is your base damage, and also does damage based on creeps and heroes around you, and that extra attack speed. And then at the same time, you also max moment of courage. That's going to help you sustain. That's going to help you last it a lot better, just because it's going to give you those procs, and it's going to make sure that you are sustaining through the laning phase and also through the duels. It is very important. If it is a pretty tough lane and you do need a dispel, you can always take a value point and press the attack. If it is a lane that you definitely need more points of it, then maybe double up, but I highly don't recommend that. You guys should go for 1 point always, because it's not going to benefit you a whole lot. The ability doesn't scale as hard as it used to, and I definitely think you are better off maxing moment of courage and overwhelming odds, as it's going to help you secure a lot more farm, and it's going to help you secure those early duels, which are very, very necessary for this hero to actually be good. Now we're going to be breaking down some of the best and worst matchups for the Legion Commander. So some of the best matchups are Anti-Mage, Ember Spirit, Naga Siren, Arc Warden. These matchups, you definitely have a lot of fun with these matchups, especially Ember. There's not a whole lot the hero can do. You just lock him down, he basically kills himself. Same with Anti-Mage. It's one of the hardest counters to Anti-Mage along with Slardar. So if you do see a hero like this being picked, you can have a really good time with the Legion Commander. You're also really good against Naga, just because of how overwhelming odds works. It does so much damage to the Naga, and you can always just duel her. If you get through the illusions, you can always duel her, and she's definitely going to die. It's a lot of damage coming out from a farmed Legion Commander. And now some of the bad matchups are Omni Knight, Tusk, Monkey King, Oracle. So basically, if they have a lot of saves on the enemy team, it's going to be very bad for you to be playing Legion Commander, especially heroes that start building Yules and Solar Crest and things like that. It can become very difficult, and sometimes E-Blade can be picked up. There's a lot of things people can do to stop the duels from going on, and it becomes a really big issue for you, and you might have to build BKB. You might even have to get a Linken's, and that's where the problem with this hero comes in. You are so all in on the hero that you do force the enemy team to buy certain items to help their team out, but at the same time, you also have to build items as well to make sure that they don't interrupt the duels, because that is your main way of getting kills. That is your main way of actual lockdown, and it is very important for you guys to get those duels off and make sure you're not feeding duels away, because that can also be a really big problem. So make sure you guys are dueling the right targets, and as soon as it goes on cooldown, you guys should be farming. You guys should go back to the jungle, or at least take an objective if possible, but if not, go farm. And once duel is back up, then go back, smoke up, look for another gank, look for a kill, and keep doing that rinse and repeat. And once you guys are strong enough, then you can definitely start going for the high ground, push Roshan. There's a lot of things you can do, but make sure you guys are stacking up those duels. Make sure every time it's off cooldown, you guys are looking for kills actively with your team. Don't just sit back and AFK farm. It's not going to be good. Be very careful on your itemization on the hero, because they could definitely build a lot of items, especially Yule Scepter is really common right now. They could definitely build a Yule Scepter and pretty much grief most of your duels. So please be very careful on what you're itemizing. You might be better off with a Lincoln Sphere than a BKB. It honestly depends. If it's just one target building an item, then you can get away with it. But if it's not, then just get a BKB and you're going to secure your duel wins. Let me know in the comment section below what do you guys think about Legion Commander. I definitely don't see this hero a whole lot, and I definitely wanted to talk about it as it is a really fun hero to play. It is very all in, like I mentioned, but at the same time, it can always be really fun to play this hero, getting a ton of duel damage. And when it comes to the late game, sometimes you just blink duel and you instantly kill somebody. It feels very satisfying to see that happening, and it's a very fun hero to play. You play it very actively. It's not a hero that you sit back and farm, which is definitely my style. I definitely enjoy heroes that are very active to play. I don't like to sit back and farm. It's definitely not my style, so Legion Commander is pretty much up there. I would definitely recommend you guys to play her as an offlaner, maybe a situational mid laner. If you guys do see an Ember Spirit, then you can definitely go for it. And as a carry, is definitely up to you, but you definitely need to have the right draft to play Legion Commander carry. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you guys did, leave a comment down below and let me know if Legion Commander is one of your favorite heroes, and what do you guys think of her in the current meta. I would definitely like to know your opinion in the comments below. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.